I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, as we transition from a red-hot real estate market last spring to a more normalized market now, getting a house ready to sell is the question often asked from people thinking of selling their home. How much difference does a home sale preparation make when it's about getting the most money for a home sale?
Well, it's actually a great question because not every home needs a lot of preparation. Some are ready to go. Some people choose to move out first, which is fine. We're still going to take some time to make sure we get the pictures right, though, with our different marketing systems. But it's absolutely the number one question I get from home sellers. What do we need to do to get our house ready for sale? And believe it or not, sometimes it's just a small investment that can result in a really big return on your investment. I know that the TV channel HGTV has made everybody, expect Corinthian leather and this and that. But at the end of the day, every home has different features and benefits, right? And it really depends on the whole entire package. So we can give you a great strategy where you can figure out what you're going to do and what you have to do and what you don't have to do to get your home ready for sale. The other question I get is what is most important to the seller? I would say 99.95% of them say price. Everybody wants the most money, but pricing it super high is not necessarily the way that you get the most money. So we have different strategies about pricing, and we go into a lot of detail when you meet with us about what is a good strategy to get top dollar for your home. We give you really good information so you can make an informed decision about that. And at the end of the day, though, it's the home seller that makes a decision about pricing. So what's interesting is when you look back 8 months ago, when the market was just red hot, flying high, bidding wars on every house, it was a real good time for a seller, pretty frustrating for the buyers. But once the rates started going up, and at the same time, all these cash investors quit investing in homes and paying top dollar for cash. So it really had a sudden impact on the market. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that, a majority of the buyers, over 43%, are a younger generation. The millennials, the Gen Xers, they've only known 3-ish% interest rates. And now they're in the sixes and they're like, wow, that's a lot. But if you look back over time, over 50 years, the average interest rate was over 7%. We're in the sixes right now. So it's not that bad. We're still in the seller's market. And the best thing you need to do is position yourself to price it right. So you want to hire an agent that knows exactly what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale. Let me give you an example. I sold a home last month. So this is way after the market shift took place. And it was built in the 80s. A lot of the home looked like the 80s. It was on acreage and it was a big home. So our competition for that home in that area were a lot of higher end homes that were priced over $1 million. And most of those had beautiful granite and elegant bathrooms. This was not that home. It had a great lot, but it really was designed in the 80s. And a lot of the updates look like the 80s. One of the things that they have, Richard, is that was that mauve colored carpet from the 80s. Do you remember those colors?
I do. Yikes. I don't see that working so much these days.
No, mauve and green, that was really big. So what I told them to do is just clean it up, make it move-in ready, and replace the carpet. Sometimes flooring is all it takes to get it right. And you need an agent that knows that and knows how to position the home. So we priced it realistically. Just last month, in the month of December, we commanded $75,000 over asking price. We had 85 people at the open house, and it sold for way over asking, and the sellers are really, really happy. I had another property a few years back that it was another inherited property, and they had 80s carpet in there. The carpet was red shag. Put over hardwood floors, which red is a problem color. It really stands out in the computers. So they asked me what to do. And initially I thought, well, hardwood floors are really popular, but the problem is it's super expensive to refinish hardwood floors. So we ended up just doing carpet, which only cost a couple $1,000s for that size home. And we sold it for $30,000 over asking. You don't necessarily have to do new appliances and granite and luxury vinyl. You really need a professional that knows how to guide you on what to do and what not to do to get this piece right. And we can help you with that. Also, pricing is a big deal. I think one of the problems that's going on in the market right now, if you look back in December, all up and down the Front Range, 31% of the homes in the month of December were taken off the market, canceled or expired. That's a lot. People think when they put their house on the market, it's going to sell. But the problem was, if you hire the wrong agent, they're looking backwards at similar sales saying, oh, your home is worth this much, you know, the one that sold back a few months ago. Well, that was a different market a few months ago. I've never seen this market change as quickly as this one did. And I've been here in the business since the 90s. So typically what you can expect is if it's a beautiful updated home, you could definitely command top dollar for sure. If it's an aggressively priced home, like it's priced below market value for a reason, like it needs updates and the seller doesn't want to do it, we have strategies that command top dollar doing that. But in most cases, if the home is what I call priced realistically versus optimistically, that's where you get the most money. It's really interesting too, because back when it was more of a buyer's market, people would tend to price the home high for quote negotiating room, but that just doesn't work anymore. Buyers, because everything's available online, they're scrutinizing what's available. They have a lot more information to really judge whether or not your home is something that they're going to put on their must-see list. And that's what we help our clients do. So I've been at barbhasthebuyers.com since 2014. I have over 27,000 buyers in waiting on my website. Typically, I can match at least 100 buyers with your home that are a high match, not based on just price, but all the different criteria. And we market to those buyers as soon as you give us permission to handle the sale. So if you are thinking of making a move, and you're planning to move in the next 2 to 6 months, and you'd like to get a free in-home consultation, I also have experts in all over the Front Range. Go to barbhasthebuyers.com and click on the button that says Find My Buyer, or call 719-301-3900. And if you're not ready right now and you just want some information, please go visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We're offering a free report that's entitled The Top 15 Tips to Sell Your Home Fast and for Top Dollar. Richard?
We're talking with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. BarbHasTheBuyers.com. It's the Real Estate Voice Show, and you can always reach Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit BarbHasTheBuyers.com. Barb, you've prepared a checklist to help people prepare their homes for sale. Is it simply how the home looks?
Well, that has a lot to do with it. And you want to make sure that you win that online presentation first. And so there's some key rooms that you really want to focus on. You want to start with curb appeal. Even in the winter time, when these yards are dormant, it's okay. You can still give it a haircut, freshen up the front door, freshen up the mailbox, fix those silly broken doorbells that break, the plastic ones all the time. So these are the rooms that are critical. Curb appeal, that's the front. Backyard, that's number 2. Living room is number 3, followed by the kitchen, the master bathroom, then the master bedroom. Those are the top 6 areas in your home you want to focus on. We don't typically take pictures of the inside of closets and the inside of garages unless they're spectacular. But you want to make sure you get those things ready. And it's funny, I worked with a gentleman, Richard, a few months ago that listened to the show. And he was so cute when I got there. He's like, yeah, I listened to your show. I did everything. And he really was ready. It was great. Yeah, it was really neat because when I went to his house, the home looked ready to go. And I'm like, wow, you've really taken care of anything. He goes, yeah, I know. I listened to your show. So it was pretty great. And actually on that one, we commanded way over asking price. He was thrilled. So it worked out really well. So the top 8 things to consider when you're getting ready to go on the market, number one, you got to price it realistically versus optimistically. It did work during the boom. There were some people that actually put their house on the market and they asked a dollar amount that I thought was extraordinary, but I thought, okay, we'll give it a try. You never know, because there were so many bidding wars going on. And for some people it did work, for some people it didn't. You're always better off pricing realistically. That will, in most cases, get you top dollar. And then the next thing you want to do is pick the right agent. Not every agent goes to a lot of trouble to prepare to make sure your home is presented to the market the right way. Some people do and some people don't, but it's really, really important to get that right, because we know that buyers eliminate homes based on the online presentation. One thing that you can do yourself at home is before you even planning to kind of figure out what you're going to store away, repurpose or whatever, is just take your cell phone and take some pictures of those key rooms: curb appeal, backyard, living room, kitchen, master bathroom, and master bedroom. And then put them on a bigger screen, like you can usually plug in your phone to the computer and take a look at it. It's funny how when you live in the house, you don't notice clutter, but when you put it up on a computer screen, typically it jumps way back at you. Now, what we include is a free in-home staging consultation with our clients that actually she goes room by room by room. She's an interior designer, not a real estate agent, and actually helps them to figure out what do they need to get rid of, what do they need to move around, what do they need to pack away. Some of their nice pieces maybe keep out or highlight. And so that's a professional staging consult that we include. And it's really helpful because most people aren't interior designers. I know I'm not. I don't have that artistic talent, but we have somebody that helps us do it. And then the next step, of course, is to make sure that whoever you hire to handle the sale exposes your home to the market in the best possible way. So what we see most commonly is agents just take pictures and stick it in the MLS and hope some other agent has a buyer. We call that post and hope. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously, 31% of the time it didn't work, because that was the amount of homes last month in the whole Front Range that did not sell, and those listings got canceled or expired. We actually deploy 16 key marketing systems to attract all the buyers in the buyer population. And then we want to make sure that we're responsive both to your demands and the buyer demand. Next step is negotiating, because it's interesting that you would think in the real estate industry that agents are trained to negotiate, but unfortunately, there's not much training on it, and they just kind of wing it or copy everybody else or just email over offers and hope it works out. So we're trained to do this. Our goal is to get you the most money. As an example, that property I sold in Monument just last month, we had 6 offers, and I was able to work them against each other to get the best top dollar buyer for that person. Also, make sure you know that the agent knows how to manage the sales process. There's a lot of particular things about every property. If it's on septic and well, sometimes if the buyer's getting a VA loan, there's a bacteria test. They have to know the different county rules about septic inspection. Sewers are a big ticket item that they're hammering on inspections these days. So we know about all these things, and we get you ready with our certified pre-owned home program. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com.
We're here with Barb Schlinker on the Real Estate Voice Show. And if you're thinking of selling your home and you want to get the most amount of money when you sell, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. A short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how much should you sell your home for. Barb's got a calculator for that. Don't miss it.